many times do you get asked about that? Can you count me into the front of bubbly?
Often.
And what is that?
What do you mean?
Like what happened in that scenario? Why do you go, will you count me in and on that part of the song?
Oh, got it. So I was actually embarrassed that Michael, our producer, wanted to keep it in. When I wrote Bubbly, I was playing it on the guitar and I was playing it in a little bit of a different way. And so he played the guitar for that recording. So all of a sudden I was now just singing the melody and it was a different kind of, this is why I'm saying it's embarrassing. So at some point I kept coming in on the wrong spot of a song I wrote, of the chords, everything that I don't know why I couldn't figure it out. And so I finally was just like, will you count me in? And he like put the mic talk back on. He was like, that was so cute. I want to keep that. And I was like, no, you're not keeping that. That's like that. How embarrassing is that? But he kept it, and that was went on the demo, and then it's something that people loved, and it still surprises me to this day.
Worst your name has ever been butchered on a big stage?
Oh, it's usually like Caillat. Yeah. But you know, when I go to France, they tell me I say it wrong. You're supposed to say it Caillat.
Yeah.
So
I was gonna say that before you came in, but I didn't feel like it was my place. But I'm glad they do.
yeah.
You ever get on a TV show or you go into like a big radio show and they say your name wrong, and you just have to go.
Yeah, yeah, and or I mean, I even had like a neighbor that like for like how do you correct someone? It's gonna make it awkward and you're gonna embarrass them. So, and I haven't found the right way of not embarrassing someone yet. So, do you just let them go with it, or do you? A lot of people, even with Gone West, they say we're Go West, which is an '80s band.
Oh,
so then we're like, oh, do we interrupt and say it's actually not our name, or do we let it just go and then people not? I don't know.
I was doing because we launched Idol Sunday night, and I had to do a press tour. So you sit in a room, and they patch you into all of these TV stations. I'm talking to all the news people. And so I did 22 stations. I got 4 Bobby Joneses instead of Bobby Bones. And they just call you Bobby Jones and just keep going. They don't even realize it's the wrong name.
Yeah.
So what I do at this point, because they mess it up so much, is I just eventually reference myself again as Bobby Jones. Just for my own personal enjoyment.
Hilarious.
Yeah, I'm just like, you know what Bobby Jones says? You go get him, American Idol.
Oh my God. I bet all the viewers or listeners are just like, is his name Bobby Jones? I'm so confused.
And then I got 2 Bobby Boys.
Okay.
So, like, I feel you a little bit on people messing it up. And at this point, it is. Why? What do you think?
Yeah. I think they either didn't. They obviously know that's not your name. It just might just come out wrong, and they didn't know. Maybe they're nervous.
My name is so stupid. I don't know that they know that because Bones isn't my real last name. I've used it my entire professional career, but I don't think they know that. I think sometimes they think it's a typo because it looks like a pirate. Like, what does this guy think he's a pirate or something?
You think that they really just think that it's
a typo?
It is a typo.
Yeah.
I don't know.
That's what I think because I think it's a ridiculous name.
Okay.
You have a lot of emojis in your Instagram bio. I looked at it.
Me too.
What's your favorite emoji?
Maybe the yellow heart.
Okay, we're gonna roll through some of these, and then we'll be done, and we'll see if you have a TV show before we end.
Mm-hmm.
You ever meet Tom from MySpace?
No.
Never.
Mm-mm.
Let's see.
Did you?
No.
Okay.
God, I never got any sort of notoriety until Tom was like working at the Subway down the street. You know, it was over. It was no. Let's see. Have you ever played a celebrity's wedding?
Yes.
Did you sign an NDA where you can't say whose it was?
No, but I probably shouldn't say.
Was it Beyonce?
Oh, that would be cool.
Right.
Yes, I sang at Beyonce's wedding, everyone.
Did your dad bring famous musicians around the house?
I got to go into the studio and meet them. So I got to meet Fleetwood Mac over the years early on and a bunch of people. Yeah.
What do you remember about your first show ever after? Just say your first show where you kind of blew up on MySpace and were like, hey, go play for somebody. What do you remember about that?
Before I got signed, because there's a...
let's just say first show. I don't know what comes to mind. First show.
I can't... I mean, honestly, I sang at, like, a couple, like, Hotel Cafe in L.A., and I did that a couple times before I got signed or even right after I got signed. And, again, I was green, and it was nerve-wracking, and everyone could tell I was just this, like, very shy, quiet person. But I did it.
We're going to end on this one. Instead of a last meal... You're offered a last song, and this is what you listen to before you die.
Yeah.
You didn't have to commit a crime. You're not on death row. You're just 100.
Okay.
What song do you pick?
Bob Marley, Waiting in Vain.
Is that also your favorite song, or is that just a song you've decided?
No, it's my favorite song. I think because I love when a song you can listen to when you're happy or sad, and it can either way make you feel good. And I think every Bob song does that, but Waiting in Vain, when it comes on, my heart just gets happy.
Who was the first? I'm just asking this because when you talk about that, it reminds me. Because you mentioned John Mayer, who's my favorite artist.
Mm-hmm.
He was the first person that ever wrote songs that I went, oh, I felt that.
Yeah.
And that was a big part of my life to go, oh, people write songs how I feel.
Yeah.
We're around the same age. He was saying things. I was like, oh, I get that. Yeah. Who was that artist for you where they're writing things and you're hearing things and you're going, oh my God, I get that.
I think it was John Mayer too. So like my three most influenced, like the artists that have influenced me is Lauryn Hill for singing, and then Fleetwood Mac for like just the kind of music that they do. I mean, everything really. And then John Mayer because his lyrics, honestly, so many of his songs, a line and it's just so brilliant. So, I mean, even his line, it says, fear is a friend who's misunderstood. I always loved hearing that line because I try to look at fear in a different way because of that. I think he's brilliant.
What's your favorite John Mayer song? Before I tell you my story, it's a tough one.
Oh shoot!
I'll tell you mine then as you think about it.
Yeah.
Mine is "Stop This Train."
Yes.
Continue with my favorite collection of music
Yeah.
period ever.
Mm-hmm.
Again, if you were born in the '80s and you love that kind of music, it speaks to me.
Yeah.
Time period.
Yeah.
My vibe, and his line, "I'm so scared of getting older. I'm only good at being young."
Yeah.
I was like,
Yeah.
oh, you're just saying what I'm saying without me saying it.
Exactly.
And it was the first time that I was like, I felt corely connected to a song.
Well, I think that's the best part about songwriting is that any person can write something that they're going through, and it could be about something completely different or the same, and then the listener can relate and feel like they're not alone. And I think that's why we all love songwriting so much, is that it connects us and it helps us feel like whether it's good or bad, we're not alone. We're in it together.
All right, favorite John Mayer song? You've had a
You
minute,
don't.
10?
I'm indecisive. This is a lot of pressure. Honestly, I love Room for Squares and Continuum. Those are my favorite albums of his, and so I can't decide. I think Gravity might be one of them, but I can't decide.
Okay, we'll leave there then.
Hey guys, it's Bobby Bones. Welcome to the channel. If you're new to the channel, subscribe and then go check it out. A lot of artists, a lot of songwriters, a lot of music. Welcome to the BobbyCast channel.